I am here at the American Society of Association Executives annual meeting with Mike Marassa, who is the Director of Business Development for WBT Systems. Mike, tell us a little bit about WBT Systems and what you do.
Well, WBT Systems has been around since 1996, and we provide learning management systems for associations. We originally were in corporate marketplace, and we still are to a large degree, but we found that the software was really conducive to associations, professional training portals, and whatnot. So we really refocused our software into that marketplace. It's worked out very well for us.
Now, we've seen a lot of growth in the learning management system market for associations over the past few years. What makes you different out of that?
I think the completeness of the system, which seems to really be important, especially when you're looking to track certifications and recertifications, especially continuing education credits. There's a lot of industries now that are requiring their professionals to not just recertify, but take training on a regular basis. And our system does an excellent job in tracking those types of training.
Okay. And I've noticed too, as you've come more and more into the association space, one of the things that you've been doing is producing reports. You've been doing some surveying and then offering reports out to the industry. And I wanted to ask you a couple of different questions about this. I'll ask the first one, which is, why are you doing that? What's the strategy there for developing that kind of content?
Over the years, since we've been in business, we've really relied on our customers to tell us what they need in the product. So what we decided to do in the association area, since we were new to it a few years ago, we decided we'd start looking in and doing some surveys and things to get an idea as to the direction that they thought learning should go and how we could use it in our learning system. So we will apply those things to our software, and at the same time, it really gives us a good pulse on what's happening in the whole industry.
Right, okay. And I know in the past you've done things like open source systems versus proprietary systems, and more recently you've done the report on use of social media in the online learning space. Any highlights from that? Any big points that...
One of the things to get you an idea of what we do with those reports is when we produce them, it's not a sales tool for us. It's actually a nice survey that people can get some information out of. And so what we've kind of found out, especially in the open source versus commercial systems, is what's important to the folks that are out there. Do they just need something relatively easy to implement that doesn't need to do too much tracking? They might want to look to some open source systems. Sometimes if they've got some in-house expertise that wants to develop their own thing, they can go ahead and do it. But for a more commercial approach, it's really solid. Those types of people and associations really are looking for an auditable system. So if they have to go back to any reporting bodies or anything else, they can truly show an audited system. And that's where a commercial comes into.
Okay. And in the social realm, are you finding that people are starting to embrace social tools with respect to learning? I know it's been a buzz for associations for a while.
Yeah, and I think it's becoming more important in associations because they're really looking for a way to stay connected with their members more than just the monthly mailings or the emails that go out. And social media has been a very good way to do that. And we're actually looking at incorporating quite a few of those things in a top class, our learning management system. In the next year or so, mainly because it's the way that they really want to communicate with their members.
Yeah, okay. Well, social is obviously a big force in the world of learning right now. As you look out over the horizon, what else do you see out there that you think are significant future trends?
I think one of the things that's really kind of hit the associations over the head, so to speak, recently has been there's more need for training of individuals in organizations. And there's becoming a lot of professional training organizations doing this, where associations already have that information and they know it, and they can produce those types of courses and whatnot to get out to their members and do it in a way that's engaging. And they see social media as a way to engage their members, to bring them in, to be able to provide that kind of training for them.
So taking the association content and bringing it into organizations to help with that engagement?
Exactly. And one of the ways that they're really trying to do it is how to really engage those people to always be coming back and relying on them as a means for their training rather than going out to some other organization.
Okay. Well, great. Well, Mike, thanks so much for taking a moment to talk.
Oh, you're welcome, Jeff.